So this particular antenna has got a problem on the 2-meter band. It is a dual band antenna, so I don't know what's going on with it. It's possibly shorted or possibly a bad connection with one of the element connections inside. This is the 100-inch tall 2-section JetStream antenna. You can see where it connects here. I'm going to take this antenna apart and see if we can determine what's going on with it and possibly be able to fix it. Don't know yet what the problem is, but we're going to take it apart and see if we can find out what's happening with it. Maybe shoot some more video. Yeah, I think we found the problem. So here's where the two elements join when you assemble the antenna. The set screw that holds the two halves of the antenna radiating element in place. And it looks like a solder joint here has failed. Slide this thing out. Looks like we've got some water issues also. So there's the upper element. Yep, definitely got some water issues. Look there. I'll have to look at that. It may be part of the problem. See if I can get this lower element section out. If you can see that or not. There's a solder joint that was not properly connected. Bad solder joint. You can see those two ends. That should have been connected permanently here, and it's failed. I believe this is going to be the problem. And more water issues. This antenna probably, obviously it's not sealed very well. Okay, so here's the base of the lower antenna element and the loading coils. That's the lower element. Okay, I've cleaned up the components and I'm going to try to solder this connector onto the lower element here. I've got my little soldering torch set up here. See if we can get it going. I've put some flux on both of these components as well. That helps with the process. Hopefully I can do this without burning myself. seems to be much better. It's still pretty hot. You can see I've got a real good connection made there now. I've got plenty of solder on the inside as well as the outside. Hopefully that will stay together. Of course you can see the flux there. I'll have to clean some of that up when I get it cooled down a little bit. It's almost too hot to touch at this point, so I'm going to cool it down and clean it up. Take a couple of pictures, maybe I'll throw those into the video as well. And we'll reinstall the element inside the antenna tube and make sure we get all the water out of it. Test it, see if it's transmitting properly on 2 meters. So I think I found the problem with the water inside the antenna. This cap wasn't sealed properly when it was installed at the factory. Matter of fact, it didn't appear to have any sealant on it. Just a little quick twist and pull, it came right out. I think that may be where the water's getting in from the top. I'm going to repair that. I'm going to use the ultra gray silicone seal, put some silicone around this joint and reinstall it. Hopefully that'll seal it up. I'm going to also use this black rubber cap. Fits down very tightly over this. Found this in a set of rubber plugs at the local auto parts store in an assortment. Just perfect to fit down over that very tightly. I think that'll permanently cure the problem. And also the joint where the two fiberglass tube sections fit together. You notice we've got where it joins together. It fits together, and the two halves are supposed to be sealed by this washer or rubber O-ring. That's kind of suspect to me. Not sure how to improve that other than maybe using some silicone seal on the rubber washer. That'd create a problem if you needed to disassemble the antenna later, though. It'd make a mess. I think what I'm going to do here is assemble it normally, tighten this joint, and then use some self-fusing tape to seal this joint. Right, the self-fusing tape around it, same kind of stuff you would use to waterproof the feed line, the coax feed line connections. I think I'm going to try that. I think I've got some white self-fusing tape that would match up pretty well with that. So I'll probably try that as well. So that and this cap being not sealed, probably where the water came from. So hopefully I can cure those two issues and reinstall this antenna and get it back up. Maybe that will solve the problems with this antenna. Okay, so you see the repair that I've made onto the top of the upper tube. I've got some pictures where I was assembling the top cap. I've put ultra gray silicone on the little plastic cap inside, and then I used this rubber cap, also siliconed, and pressed down over that. It's a very tight fit. So I believe we've cured the waterproofing issues on the top, and hopefully the self-fusing tape will solve the problem here. So I'm going to go ahead and reassemble this antenna.